Everybody, my name is Laura Rodriguez and I'm an Embry Riddle Aeronautical University student, and it's part of we have a year-end review that I'm doing for my classes, and we were asked to do this as a means of extra credit or credits towards other assignments. So we were asked to choose one of 3 questions, give detailed responses on in video, in person, as a means to practice our communication and presentation skills, since we don't have much of that because our classes are online. Well, some of us have all of our classes online, and also as a means for our classmates to get to know us a little bit better. So the question that I chose was, how has your experience and my knowledge that I've obtained as an Embry Riddle Aeronautical student and the work that I've done, how can I relate that, or what relation do I have of that to my job, or how can I relate that to work, or how has it helped me to obtain a job? So fortunately, I'm blessed, and thanks to God, I can say that I work at the company of my dreams. So I currently work for the company that I do want to stay with once I have my degree. So I'm looking to be an engineer, and a little bit of background on that is I work for Northrop Grumman, and I currently I have 2.5 years working there. I will be making 3 years this upcoming year, 2019. So I was currently hired for a department that is called tooling, and this is a department that supports the production, meaning that they make the tools for the part. So without the tool, there's no part. Without the part, there's no production line, and there's no aircraft overall. I can't really touch as much detail in regards to what exactly is done and what exactly I do, just for the purpose of maintaining my... We're asked not to speak about the way parts are made. It sounds a little weird, but we're not really supposed to speak about exactly what we do, but just to protect the making of the parts, because these are military aircraft. So I work for military aircraft. So pretty much, to just go back to the question, how I can relate that to my job is, for example, I'm not an engineer yet. Looking to get as much as training and knowledge and experience as possible. So I am in a lot of different places all day. Even though I am part of one department, I've been moved to several departments to help out. I've networked a lot. I have had the opportunity to go to a lot of meetings so that I can see the way these meetings are done, so I can learn. So I've really had that up close, hands-on opportunity that unfortunately not a lot of people have until they get their degree or until they get their job. But I'm at the place where I'm going to be, so I've definitely been taking a lot of advantage of that. Like I said, this is a company of my dreams, and so I did have the opportunity to be an intern there when I was in high school. So either way, as part of the question, to be more detailed, it asks to name a specific, maybe speak about a situation if you already work in the place that you're looking to stay at, a particular situation that you can relate to your field or your degree. So one that I have is, like I mentioned earlier, I work for tooling department. So last week, I can say, and this is actually a true story, there were some parts, a tool that was going to get shipped out. So it was no longer going to be at the company, but it was already completed. It was finished, but it needed to get out of our shop. So sending it to another company. So pretty much, my boss asked me to obtain all the information I can on that tool, who completed it, when was it done, where did it come from, what did they work on, what material did they use, how long did they take, how many hours are spent on it. Every single piece of information that pertained to that particular tool had to be updated in our system in order to release the tool. So I was in charge of doing that. So the reason that I can relate engineering, and the reason I can relate to this situation and learning so much, and just that particular job that I had to do that took me one day, I did not know that this specific I began to do my research on the part. I began to pretty much and I was not understanding. I was not understanding why some of the numbers were incomplete. I was not understanding why I wasn't getting the full information, if I was looking up everything right. What I later found out after speaking to a few engineers that were behind the tool, pretty much that I have to look up the whole family of tools. I have to look at the tool that this was made off of. I have to look at the whole production line itself. I have to look at where it goes on the airplane. I have to actually look at the aircraft itself, and I had to look at more drawings in order to understand why I wasn't getting that particular information. So I just thought, oh my God, I have to speak to all these people. I would say it was a little bit complicated, but I enjoy doing what I do. So it did get a little challenging, but I learned so much. I learned that in researching one thing or understanding the drawing of one specific part, you have to understand everything. You have to know where it goes. You have to know in your head, this is the aircraft, this is the function of it, next to it is this part, on top of it is this part, bottom of it is this part, and that's why this part does what it does. So it sounds a little weird, but I'm just speaking more in general, that communication is key in engineering. And I wouldn't have understood that, and I wouldn't have known my mistake if I wasn't having my communication with all these engineers. So that's my particular situation. And as a means, so another part of this assignment is also for our classmates to have a more physical, detailed image of us, and to have our classmates know us a little better. And I appreciate all my peers from all my classes for always working with me. My professors also, Jack Jarrell, Sabi Multani, everybody has been excellent. It asks us to name, so jumping down to a different topic, asks us to name a fun fact about us. So I could say a fun fact about myself is I learned in the past, when I had time, I took a course of Hindi. So I actually learned how to speak that language, and it fascinates me. The Indian culture fascinates me. For those that probably don't believe me, I can say, let me see, one sentence. I'm going to say I know how to speak Hindi in that language. Main achhi Hindi bolte hun. So that's one sentence for those that didn't believe. So it's a little bit, I know, a little bit different, but I just love the Indian culture. So that's one fun fact about me. I'm not from there. I'm South American, but I definitely enjoy the Indian culture. It fascinates me since a very young age, just like aerospace does. Either way, also, so yeah, my term just ended in December, so I'll be going to school next year for my new term, and I hope to have my degree by next year. So that concludes my year in review as a student at Embry Riddle Aeronautical University. I hope it's well received. I really appreciate everybody for watching, and I want to appreciate my professors and everybody for giving me the opportunity to be a student at Embry Riddle, and for always helping me and being so helpful and very attentive whenever I have a question. So I really appreciate that. I hope you guys have happy holidays and a prosperous and an excellent, successful 2019. Take care.